In the bustling heart of ancient Athens, long before the naval glory of Salamis or the downfall that would lead him into exile, a man named Themistocles began a journey unlike that of most Athenian leaders. He was not born into privilege or aristocracy. His origins were modest, even controversial by the standards of Athenian society. Themistocles was born around 524 BCE. His father, Neocles, was a citizen of Athens, but his mother was likely of foreign origin, possibly a Carian or Thracian woman, which meant Themistocles carried the social stain of being a nothoi, or someone of mixed parentage. In the rigidly class-conscious world of classical Athens, this was no small burden. While most political leaders of the time came from noble bloodlines, Themistocles was different. He had no inherited prestige to rely on. From a young age, Themistocles showed a sharp mind and an intense desire to stand out. He wasn't drawn to the traditional paths of the elite, philosophy, poetry, or the arts. Instead, he focused on politics and power. According to later sources, including Plutarch, Themistocles was known even in his youth for an unusually strategic mindset and a drive to lead. His early political career began during a critical turning point in Athenian history. In 508 BC, Cleisthenes had introduced a series of democratic reforms that gave more power to the common citizens of Athens. This new political environment gave ambitious men like Themistocles a chance to rise, regardless of their birth. Themistocles embraced democracy, not just as an ideal, but as a tool, one that could be used to build his influence among the lower classes and the emerging naval population of Athens. He positioned himself as a man of the people, appealing to the newly empowered Athenian demos rather than the traditional aristocracy. He supported policies that favored trade, naval expansion, and the empowerment of poorer citizens who could serve as rowers in the fleet. Themistocles also recognized early on the strategic vulnerability of Athens. Unlike Sparta, Athens lacked a powerful land army. Its strength, he believed, would come from the sea. Long before the Persian threat fully materialized, Themistocles began to argue that the future of Athens depended on naval power. This idea was radical at the time and not widely accepted, but Themistocles was patient. He planted the seeds of naval expansion early, waiting for the right moment when circumstances would prove him right. By the time he was elected archon, the highest office in Athens around 493 BC, Themistocles had already begun working toward his long-term vision. He pushed for the fortification of the port of Piraeus, a decision that many at the time questioned, yet it would later prove essential to Athens' naval dominance. This was the beginning of Themistocles' journey, a man with no noble name, but with a mind sharp enough to shape the destiny of Athens. His rise was far from over. The great challenges were still ahead.